Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, guys. Today we are going to share an extraordinary story with you. Prepare to be captivated by the captivating and chilling stories of the world's most famous scary dolls. These are no ordinary dolls. Each of them has a real story, a story that will send chills down your spine. So without further ado, let's delve into the spooky secrets of these dolls. Annabelle. First, the infamous Annabelle doll, one of the most famous haunted dolls in the world. It is said to be inhabited by the ghost of a deceased girl named Annabelle Higgins. Her alleged paranormal activity and her association with the Warrens, two paranormal investigators who claim to be investigating the doll. The Annabelle doll is a Raggedy Ann doll originally owned by student nurse Donna. In 1970, Donna and her roommate Angie received the doll as a gift from a friend. At first, they thought nothing of it, but soon after they began to notice strange things happening around the doll. For example, the doll would move around on its own and they would find it in different rooms than where they left it. They also claimed to hear voices coming from the doll and see it staring at them, and even leave handwritten messages. One night, Donna and Angie were awakened by the sound of a doll. The doll said, "Help me." Frightened, Donna and Angie call a paranormal investigator named Ed Warren. Warren and his wife Lorraine investigate the doll and conclude that it is indeed haunted by the spirit of a deceased girl named Annabelle Higgins. They believed that the entity was using the doll as a medium to wreak havoc and harm the residents of the apartment. They concluded that the doll needed to be removed for everyone's safety. The Warrens took possession of the Annabelle doll and housed it in their occult museum in Monroe, Connecticut. The museum displayed various items and artifacts associated with the paranormal and supernatural. Over the years, there have been many reports of the Annabelle doll causing riots and even allegedly being responsible for accidents and fatalities. The Warrens claimed that the doll was still possessed by a malevolent entity and needed to be kept in a safe and blessed glass case to maintain its influence. In recent years, there have been rumors that the Annabelle doll is no longer possessed. Some people believe that the doll's powers waned over time, while others believe that she was not possessed at all. So to this day, we still don't know for sure if the Annabelle doll is still possessed. But one thing is for sure, she is still one of the most popular creepy dolls in the world. Robert the doll. Next we meet Robert, a 200-year-old wooden doll with human hair. It was originally given to Robert Eugene Otto as a birthday present in 1904. Otto was a young boy at the time and quickly became attached to the doll. He named the doll Robert and they were inseparable. Otto took Robert everywhere with him and even talked to the doll as if it were a real person. Some people who knew Otto said that he had an unhealthy doll relationship with him and that he would often blame Robert for his own mistakes. After Otto grew up, he moved out of his parents' house and took Robert with him. Otto married and had children, but continued to keep Robert in his possession. There are many stories about Robert's alleged haunting. Some people say that the doll moved by itself, changed facial expressions, and even spoke. Others say that Robert brought bad luck to people who angered him. In 1974, Otto Robert was inherited by his niece, who donated the doll to the East Martello Museum in Key West, Florida. The doll is still on display in the museum today. Visitors are advised to ask his permission before taking a photo, as it is believed to ward off any curses or misfortune. There is no scientific evidence to support the claim that the doll is haunted, but that doesn't stop people from being fascinated by it. The Robert doll is a reminder that even the most innocent-looking objects can hide dark secrets. Okiku doll. Now let's get into the ghost story of the Okiku doll, a Japanese haunted doll said to be possessed by the spirit of a young girl who died in 1919. Okiku and the doll were inseparable until her untimely death at just 3 years old. The doll was later donated to Mandy Temple in Hokkaido, Japan. The story of this doll begins in 1918, when a 17-year-old boy named Eikichi Suzuki bought a doll as a gift for his 2-year-old sister, Okiku. The doll was a beautiful porcelain doll with long black hair and piercing black eyes. Okiku immediately took a liking to the doll and named it after herself. The two were inseparable. Okiku took the doll with her everywhere she went and even slept with it at night. A year later, tragedy struck. Okiku died of yellow fever. She was only 3 years old. The Suzuki family was devastated by Okiku's death. They wanted to bury the doll with her, but they were not allowed to do so. Instead, they placed the doll in a small shrine in their home. Over the next few years, the Suzuki family began to notice strange things happening around the doll. The doll's hair often appeared to grow even when no one touched it. One day, the Suzuki family decided to cut a piece of the doll's hair to see if it was growing. The hair was truly human, and it was clear that it had been growing for some time. The Suzuki family was now convinced that the doll was haunted by the spirit of Okiku. They decided to donate the doll to Manji Temple in Iwamizawa, Hokkaido, where it is still on display today. The temple has become a popular tourist attraction due to the doll's supernatural reputation. Visitors come to see the Okiku doll and witness her unusual hair growth. Although some skeptics claim that the growth of the doll's hair can be explained by natural causes, such as the expansion and contraction of the doll's materials with changes in humidity, others believe that there is a real supernatural element to the story. The legend of the Okiku doll continues to capture the human imagination and has become an integral part of Japanese folklore. The story serves as a reminder of the enduring fascination and fear associated with dolls and the mysteries that surround them. Letta the doll. Now prepare to be thrilled by the tale of Letta, an exquisite doll that's been meticulously designed to evoke a sense of wonder and magic. Letta the doll is a 200-year-old wooden doll with human hair. Kerry Walton discovered it beneath a house in Wagga Wagga, Australia in 1972. Walton claims that the doll is haunted and has been known to move around on its own, leave scuff marks on the floor, and even change its facial expressions. One of the most famous stories about this doll is the time that Walton's wife, Cheryl, was home alone with the doll. Cheryl was sitting in the living room when she heard a noise coming from the kitchen. She went to investigate and found Letta standing on the counter. Cheryl said that the doll's eyes were wide open and its mouth was twisted into a malevolent smile. Cheryl was so scared that she ran out of the house and called Walton at work. Walton has also said that he has seen the doll move around on its own. One time, he was sitting in the living room when he saw Letta walk across the room and sit down in a chair. Walton said that he was so shocked that he couldn't move. He just sat there and stared at the doll until it stood up and walked back to its place on the shelf. Letta has also been known to leave scuff marks on the floor. Walton said that he had found scuff marks in the shape of the doll's feet in several different rooms of his house. He has also found scuff marks on the ceiling, which he believes the doll made when it was climbing around. Walton has also said that Letta the doll has changed its facial expressions on several occasions. He said that he had seen the doll's eyes widen, its mouth twist into a smile, and its eyebrows furrow. Walton believes that the doll is trying to communicate with him, but he doesn't know what it's saying. The doll is one of the most famous haunted dolls in the world. Its story has been featured on several television shows and in newspapers around the globe. Whether or not you believe that Letta the doll is haunted is up to you. However, there is no doubt that the doll is a creepy and unsettling sight. Mandy the doll. In the quiet halls of the Canal and District Museum in British Columbia, Canada, rests a doll with a chilling tale to tell. Meet Mandy, a porcelain doll that has captivated the attention of visitors from around the world. Mandy's story begins in 1991 when she was generously donated to the museum by a woman named Mary. Mary inherited Mandy from her grandmother, who had kept the doll hidden away in a trunk for decades. But there was something peculiar about this doll that gave Mary an unsettling feeling. Mary's motherly instincts kicked in, and she decided that her daughter should never play with Mandy. And so, Mandy found her new home at the Canal and District Museum, where her presence would soon become the center of bizarre events. It started innocently enough. One morning, a staff member discovered the lab in disarray after leaving Mandy there overnight. It was as if a mischievous child had wreaked havoc, but it didn't end there. A stuffed lamb, meant to keep Mandy company, was found mysteriously abandoned just outside her locked case. Seeking answers, the museum enlisted the help of a psychic to delve into the enigma surrounding Mandy. According to the psychic, Mandy harbored the spirit of a young girl who met a tragic fate in the early 1900s. Trapped and perished in her basement, her spirit somehow found solace within the doll. The spirit's attachment to Mandy remains a haunting mystery to this day. Visitors who have encountered Mandy have reported an unshakable sense of unease. Some even claim to have witnessed the doll's eyes shifting as if possessed by an unseen force. Mandy's eerie reputation reached its peak when she appeared on the Montel Williams show, causing technical difficulties and raising questions about the paranormal. Whether you believe in the supernatural or not, there's no denying that Mandy's haunting presence and unsettling appearance have intrigued people worldwide. Dare you to visit the Canal and District Museum and come face to face with the enigma that is Mandy? The Canal and District Museum is where history comes alive, and sometimes, so do the spirits. Don't miss your chance to witness the chilling legend of Mandy. Poo Yuben Barbie doll. Lastly, let's unravel the local legend of the Poo Yuben Barbie doll in Singapore. It is said that the doll is haunted by the spirit of an 18-year-old German girl named Anna, who died on the island in 1914. The girl was fleeing from British forces who were detaining German nationals during World War I when she fell from a cliff and died. Her body was found by Chinese workers, who buried her in a makeshift shrine. In the 1970s, a permanent shrine was built at the site of the girl's grave. Visitors to the shrine often leave offerings, including makeup and Barbie dolls. It is said that the spirit of the girl is attracted to the dolls and that she will grant wishes to those who leave them at the shrine. However, there is no historical evidence to support the story of this doll. The shrine was built in the 1970s, long after the events of 1914. There is also no record of any German families living in Poo Yuben at that time. It is more likely that the story of the Poo Yuben Barbie doll is a modern invention. Someone who wanted to create a local legend probably placed the doll at the shrine. The story has certainly been successful in doing that, and it is now a popular tourist attraction. Whether or not the doll is haunted is a matter of belief. There is no scientific evidence to support the claim, but many people still find the story to be compelling. The truth, while the Poo Yuben Barbie doll's legend is enchanting, it is essential to acknowledge that historical records from that era are scarce. There are no concrete documents supporting the existence of a German girl named Anna on the island during World War I. Some aspects of the story may have been embellished or passed down through generations, blurring the line between reality and folklore. As we conclude this chilling journey into the haunted world of dolls, remember that whether these stories are true or not, they continue to fascinate and terrify people worldwide. The enigmatic allure of haunted dolls will forever remain a captivating aspect of paranormal folklore. Thank you for joining me on this eerie adventure. If you want a complete story and recent details about all the dolls, tell me in the comment box below, and I'll make a separate video. Don't forget to subscribe and stay tuned for more spine-chilling tales. Until next time, stay curious and spooky.